This conference will now be recorded.
So in the previous session, we have discussed about the iterative statements, and we have discussed what are the various iterative statements are available inside your Apex programming. And as part of those iterative statement, what exactly the while statement and what is the use and what is the syntax, how it will execute internally, what is the execution flow we have discussed. So now as part of this while iterative statement, while is a pre-checking iterative statement which will verify the condition first. Okay, which will verify the condition first, and based on the condition result, it will be executing the statements. So that it is called as a pre-checking iterative statements. Now, in this case, when coming to the while iterative statement, it will be checking the condition first. Once the condition has been getting satisfied, then immediately it will be entering into the block over here. As a step 2, it will enter into the block. Once it has been entered into the block, whatever the statements are available, those statements will be getting executed once. One time it will execute the statement, here the third step. Once the statements have been executed, if there is no more statements are available, then it will go to that conditional statement again. This is the fourth step, to execute the statement one more time. Then it will check the condition again. If the condition is satisfied, then it will enter into the block again, it will execute the statement and then go to that conditions part here. Like that, this process will be keep on continued till the condition get failed. Once the condition get failed, it will be coming out from the block automatically by default over there. This is the fifth step. You know, this is execution flow. Already we have discussed in the last session. So now let's see some practical examples over. Okay, now let's see some practical examples on this one. How can we use this while iterative statement to perform the various operations as part of our Salesforce instance? Now let's see this one here. Now let's see some practical examples. Let's take a small use case here. Let me go to the execute anonymous window. So let me go to the execute anonymous window. Let me remove the existing code. Now, so let's take a small use case. The first one. Write an Apex program to print the welcome message 10 times on the debug log file. Write an Apex program to print the welcome message 10 times on the debug log file. So whatever the debug log file is available on the debug log file, I want to print this welcome message 10 times. So how can we print the welcome message on the debug log file for 10 times? Now let's see practically in this case. Now, so let's see this one. What needs to be done? We need to start printing from 1 onwards. Nothing but every time whenever you are going to printing that message, I need to count, right? Yes. like 1 time printed, 2 times printed, 3 times printed. Whenever we're printing 10 times, then we have to stop printing from there itself. We no need to print the 11th time. We need to print till 10 times only here, not 11th time. Then how can we do this one here? So for that reason here, whenever we are printing that statement, okay, whenever we are printing that statement, every time you have printed, then we need to count that. Okay, we have to count how many times we have printed over there. For that one, we are defining one counter variable. That is integer value, integer variable. Integer counter equals to starting from 1. That means I'm assigning the counter value 1 because I'm counting the value from 1 time printed, 2 times printed, 3 times printed. So that here, so we are starting from 1 so that I'm assigning the value counter equals to 1. So what is the message you want to print? Welcome message. How? By using system.debug statement. So we can type the message, welcome to Apex programming. Welcome to Apex programming. Now this message, how many times you want to print? 10 times. How to print? Now let's see. So now here in this case, I'm using this while iterative statement. Okay, while is one of the iterative statement which is used to execute a piece of code iteratively or repeatedly or continuously till the required number of times. So I'm using this while iterative statement. So I would like to indicate that till how many times you want to iterate, till 10 times, so that I'm indicating that counter value less than or equals to 10. That means please execute this block of statements iteratively till the counter value is reaching to 10. Okay, till the counter value is reaching to 10, please execute this block of statements. So I'm indicating this block of statements. So this is a message which I would like to print. Okay, this is a message. While counter value less than or equals to 10. Now, for example, here let me give you the tracking mechanism. So this is my counter variable value over here. Okay, this is my counter variable value. Now, initially, what is the value over here? 1. So the counter value is 1. It will check the condition here. 1 less than or equals to 10. That means counter value means what? 1. The value is 1 here. It will check the condition. 1 less than or equals to 10. Condition is true. Yes, it will enter into the block over here. So once it has been entered, it will be printing that message here. One time it is printing that. After that, what needs to be done? I need to print second time. Then how can we do that here? Second time I'm printing. For that one, I'm incrementing that counter value. Counter. I want to increment by 1. Already I have printed one time. I want to print second time. For that one, we can give counter plus plus. Counter plus plus means what? Counter value will be incrementing by 1 more. So what is the value here? Already the value is 1. Now it will be incrementing by 1 more. So the counter value will be 2. So it will go to that while loop here. Why? Because no more statements are available. After this counter statement, there is no more statements are available. So that it will be going to the while loop again, check the condition. Counter value, that is 2. What is the counter value? 2. 2 less than or equals to 10. Condition is true. It will enter into the block, print the message over here second time also. Then after printing the second time, it will be incrementing the counter value by 1 more. Already counter value is 2. Now it will be incrementing by 1 more. So the value will be 3 now. So it will go to that while loop, check the condition. Okay, 3 less than or equals to 10. Condition is true because 3 value is less than 10. It will be printing that message over here. Third time also printed. Counter value will be incrementing by 1 more. So now the counter value will be 4. So it will check the condition 4 less than or equals to 10. Condition is true. It will print the 4th time also here. Like that, it is printing for 9 times over there. And then 10th time it is incrementing this value. Counter value will be incrementing by 1 more, so that here it is incrementing the value by 1 more, so that it will be 10. It will check the condition. 10 less than or equals to 10. Condition is true or false? True. Because there is an equality operator is there. 10 is equals to 10. Condition is true, it will be entering into the block over here. It will print the message 10th time. Then counter value will be incrementing by 1 more. So now the value will be 11. It will check the condition. 11 less than or equals to 10. Is the condition is true? No, condition will be false. If the condition is false, it will be coming out from the block automatically. This is how we need to trace. Okay, this is how we need to trace that application over here. Just you can take a paper and the pen, and that one just you can able to trace it. Suppose if you know that first two examples, remaining programmings will be very, very simple, nothing else. Okay. So in this case here, now here I have defined this variable, counter variable, in order to store the counter value, nothing but to identify, to measure how many times we have printed as of now, to know that we are using this counter variable. So I'm defining this variable like as integer type, and which will be starting with the value 1. And then we'll verify that. While the counter value is reaching to 10, that means if the counter value is less than or equals to 10, then print that message and then increment the counter value by 1. Now, so now here in this case, it will be keep on iterating this counter value till it is reaching to that 10. It will be executing that statements over here. Now, let me execute this. Click on execute. Select the debug only checkbox. Now it is indicating this message has been printed for 10 times. First time, second, third, fourth, fifth, sixth, 7, 8, 9, 10. Exactly 10 times it has been printed that message over here. This is how we can able to iterate the statements till the required number of times by using while iterative statement. With the help of this while iterative statements, we can able to continuously execute that statement till the required number of times as well. Okay, that facility is available. Now, let's see how can we do this one. Let me place this code. So this is the way we are going to writing some piece of code. Next one. Take one more small program. Let me take one more use case. Write an Apex program to print the numbers between 1 to 100. Excuse me. So write an Apex program to print the numbers between 1 to 100. So whatever the numbers are available between 1 to 100, I want to print those numbers like as 1, 2, 3, 4, like that up to 100. I want to print those values. How to print those values? Now let's see practically. I want to print the numbers starting from where? From 1. So that I'm defining a variable over here. Integer counter value. You can give any variable name over here. I'm giving the variable name as counter. Starting from 1. Why? Because I'm printing the value from 1 onwards. What to 100? Till what number you would like to print? Till 100. So I'm going to be iterating this while loop till the counter value is reaching to 100. So while the counter value less than or equals to 100, that means till the counter value is reaching to that 100, please execute this statement here. So what you want to do in this case here, I want to print that message here. What is the message you would like to print? I want to print that number. How can we print system.debug? Number is, I want to print that value. What is that value that is there inside my counter variable? I'm printing that counter value because every time the counter value will be keep on incrementing. Initially, I'm printing counter value 1. 1 less than or equals to 100. Condition is true. It will be printing that. After that, what is the value you want to print? 2. That means we need to increment the value by 1. So counter plus plus. I'm incrementing the counter value by 1 so that I can print the second value and then third value and then fourth value, like that till 100 we can able to print. Now, so in this case, we are going to be printing these values as well. Okay, we are printing this value still 100. So it is going to be iterating this while loop till 100 times. Every time it will check the condition over here. If the counter value is less than or equals to 100, then it is going to be printing this value on the debug log file. And then every time it will be incrementing the value by 1. Okay. Now let me execute this piece of code. Click on execute. See the results by selecting debug only checkbox. Now we can able to see that values like as 1, 2, 3, 4 like that up to you will be having the value till 100. Okay, till the value 100 we can able to see those values also. So it has printed the values till 100. One by one, one by one, one by one, the values will be getting printed over here. This is how we can able to iterate that values, okay, till the required number of times by using this iterative statements. Now, next, take one more use case here. Write an Apex program to print the even numbers between 1 to 50. So between the numbers 1 to 50, whatever the even numbers are available, those even numbers I would like to print. Then how can we print the even numbers between 1 to 50? Now let's see practically in this case. How to print the even numbers between 1 to 50? Now let's see practically in this case. Now, so what is the first even number between this 1 to 50? That will be starting from 2. I want to print like as 2, 4, 6, 8, 10. Like that I want to print, okay, up to 50. I want to print those values till 50. That means in between 1 and 50, whatever the even numbers are available, I want to print all those. I want to print all those even numbers over there. Then how can we do that? Now let's see practically in this case. Now let's see in this case. So I want to start printing from 2. So that I'm indicating that. Now I'm indicating that variable. Int is a counter equals to 2. That means I'm start assigning the value with 2 here. Because I want to print the value from 2 onwards. So that I'm indicating this counter value is equals to 2. Next. So now till what number we need to iterate? I need to iterate over here. While the counter value is reaching to that 50. That means till the counter value is reaching to 50, I want to iterate this loop and I want to check that counter value. Based on that, I would like to print those numbers as well. So now write this suffix program in order to print those even number values over here. In order to print the even number values between 1 to 50. So here I'm indicating this starting with the value with from 2. And then I'm going to be iterating this loop till 50 times over here till the counter value is reaching to 50. And then I would like to print the value every time. Even number is I want to print. What is that value here? Counter. Now, initially I'm printing that counter value 2. Okay, 2 less than or equals to 50. Condition is satisfied. It will print the value 2. After printing the value 2, what is the next value I need to print? 4. So this value I need to increment by 2 times over here. How can we increment the value by 2? For that one, I am using this assignment incremental operators here. Counter plus equals to 2. I am going to be incrementing the value by 2 over here. Now,
Sir, for even number, is there any formula?
no, there is no formula. For the even number, there is no formulas available at all. Okay, we have to print the value 2 and then increment the value by 2 more like as 4 and then 2 more like as 6 and then 2 more like as 8, like that. We need to, every time we need to increment the value by 2. That's it. There is no formula at all. Okay. Now, so in this case here, initially I'm printing the value 2. Once the 2 has been printed, I want to increment the value by 2 more. Nothing but next even number will be like as 4. So that counter value 2 plus 2. So that 4 value will be available. So I'm checking that condition 4 less than or equals to 50. The condition is true. So it will be entering into the block, print that value 4 and then 6 and then 8 till it is reaching to the 50 over here. So all the values will be getting printed over here. Now, click on execute. Let's see the result. Select the debug only checkbox. Now it is printing the value 2, 4, 6, 8, 10 like that till it is reaching to the 50 over here. It is reaching to the 50, it is printing that values as it is. Okay. Next one. I'm giving some assignments here. The first assignment.
For months?
Sorry?
Can we do it for months? Like January,
Months?
February?
No, because we can't iterate, right? Months will be months, we can't iterate.
Okay, it should be the same thing which has to go repeatedly. So for
Yes,
those
right.
scenarios, we have to use this iterative statement.
Yes, right. Correct.
Okay, okay. Thank you. Got it.
Yeah. The next one. The first assignment is write an Apex program to print the odd numbers between 1 to 100. Between 1 and the 100, whatever the odd numbers are available, those odd numbers I would like to print. So for that one, I need an example over here. I need one assignment. Here's the assignment. Next one. Write an Apex program to print the numbers between 1 to 50 in reverse order. In reverse order. That means what? 50, 49, 48, 47, 46, like that till 1. So I need to print the values between 1 to 50 in reverse order. So I want to print the numbers in reverse order over here. Next, the third. Write an Apex program to print the even numbers between 1 to 100 in reverse order. So whatever the even numbers are available between 1 to 100, I need to print in reverse order. Fourth one. Write an Apex program to check whether the given number is an even number or not. So I'm giving some number like a some, okay, 1024. Is it an even number or not? I need to find out that. In this case, how do we know? Suppose here I'm having a number 1024. Is it an even number or not? Yes. How do we know?
Mod function.
How do we know is an even number or not?
Divided by 2 equal to 0.
Divided by 2, sir.
By
Okay.
chance, which divides by 2 is an even number.
Okay, now equals to 0. 0 means what over here? If you're getting the remainder value 0, then it is an even number, right? So now in this case, I'm going to be dividing this number over here, like as 1024. So now I'm dividing with 2, 5 times over here. So now it will be having that. So now 5 times 500, and we will be having that value 512. It will be having the value 1024. Okay, 1024. Now, so in this case, you will be getting the result as 0. Nothing but remainder is 0. How do you know the remainder value? How can we collect the remainder value? How to collect the remainder value? By using math.mod. So whatever the number that we have, now we have to verify that. If the math.mod of 1024, 2 is equals to 0, what you want to do? I want to print the value here. I want to check the condition. If, okay, inside this I'm checking the condition. If it is equals to 0, I want to print the message even number. Else, I want to print that message odd number. That's it. Simple concept. Simple condition. You know how to use if condition. You know how to use this math.mod operator. Everything you know that here. Okay, write these 4 programs. Next one. Let me give you a few more examples on this one. Next one, take one more small use case. Write an Apex program to print the mathematical table for the given number as below. I want to print the mathematical table for the given number. Suppose if I'm giving that number as some 5, it has to generate the mathematical table over. Like for example, it has to generate like as some 5 into 1 equals to 5. And then 5 into 2 equals to 10. 5 into 3 equals to 50. Like that, I want to print till 5 into 10 equals to 50. This is what the format that I'm expecting as part of my application requirement. So whatever the number you have supplied, for that number it has to generate the mathematical table. Then what we can do in this case? How can we write a program in order to print the mathematical table for this number like this? If you're passing the value 5, for that one it has to generate the mathematical table. 5 into 1 equals to 5, 5 into 2 equals to 10, 5 like that, 5 into 10 equals to 50. If I'm giving the value like as 100, it has to generate the mathematical table for the number 100. 100 into 1 equals to 100, 100 into 2 equals to 200, like that it has to print till 1,000. Then how can we do this? So in this case, what it should be done? Let's analyze the program first. So now what they're expecting, I need to print the mathematical table for a number. Whatever the number they have given, for that number I need to generate the mathematical table over. For that one here, whatever the number, this is the number for which I need to generate the mathematical table. So to store this number, we need one separate variable. Okay, to store this number, we need one separate variable. Next. Here I'm multiplying this number with a separate value, so that this value is starting from 1 till it is reaching to 10. So to maintain this variable, we need that, and it's one separate variable. To maintain this counter value, we need one separate variable. So two variables are required. Both will be of type numerical. This is also numerical. This is also numerical. This is used to store the number for which you are generating the mathematical table, and this is used to store the counter value over there. Now, so in this case, we need to define two variables over here. One is to store the actual number. Second one is to store the counter value, which will be keep on incrementing from 1 to till 10. Now, let's see how can we do that. I'm indicating integer max number. This is the variable which I'm defining here. For which number you want to generate the mathematical table, I'm giving like a some 25. For the number 25, I want to generate the mathematical table. I need to define the counter variable. Integer counter equals to 1. Why I'm starting from 1? It is starting from 1 over here. So that here I'm defining a counter variable which will be storing the counter value starting from 1. By default, I'm assigning this value as 1. Now, next. So now what we need to do? Everywhere this is the same. Everywhere this is the same. But this value will be keep on changing. This value is keep on changing. So for that one here, I would like to iterate this value from 1 to 10. I need to iterate this value from 1 to 10. How can we do that? Now let's see practically. Now, so now here in this case, so I'm defining these variables, and then now this value will be keep on incrementing from 1 to till 10. Now, so I need to iterate this particular counter value over. So I'm indicating while counter value less than or equals to 10. That means till the counter value is reaching to 10, please execute this statement. Okay, please execute this statement because this value is always fixed over here, but this value will be keep unchanged. So now what I want to do, initially counter value equals to 1. Okay, 1 less than or equals to 10 condition is true. So I want to print that value over here. System dot debug. So what we need to do, I need to print the value 5 first. Okay, that means number. What is that number value? Max number. After that, one star symbol. Star is what? One character. So I'm indicating plus symbol. Plus, I'm indicating that star symbol. I'm keep on concatenating, nothing else. Okay, I'm printing that max number, nothing but 25, and then I'm adding the number. I'm adding the character, that is star. And then what we need to do? We need to print the value 1. So that means here I'm intimating that counter value. Okay, 5 in 25 into 1, and then I'm going to be adding that value here. Equals to 1. Okay, equals to what we need to do here. I need to perform this value here. How we are getting this value? By multiplying the 1 with 5. So that I'm indicating that I'm intimating over here. So I'm indicating that max number into 5. That's it. So max number, that means 25 into 1 equals to, I'm displaying that value 25 into 1. And then this is for the counter value 1. So then after what is that? What is the next value? 2. So I'm incrementing the value by 1 more every time. So that here simply counter plus plus. I'm incrementing the value by 1 every time. That's it. Simple, over.
Zero's
Simple.
max number into 1, right?
Yeah. That's
max number into 1. So
counter.
is the counter value. Okay. Max number into the counter value. I'm going to be multiplying this max number value with counter alphas. So 25 into 1 equals to 25. 25 into 2 equals to 50. Like that, it is going to be printing that value till reaching to the 10. Because here I'm going to be stopping till it is reaching to 10. Now, let's click on execute. The request has been sent to the server. Let's print the result over. Select the debug only checkbox. Now it is indicating that printing that message 25 into 1 equals 25, 25 into 2 equals to 50. Like that, it is printing the value till, okay, 25 into 10 equals to 250. Suppose if you want to generate the mathematical table for the number, like a sum for 1485. This is the number for what I want to generate the mathematical table. Give the number over here, specify the max number, and then execute this code. That's it. We no need to do any additional things. Same code will be working for any number. Select the debug only checkbox. You can see the mathematical table for that number. Okay, 1485. Suppose if you want to print this value till 20, nothing but 1485 into 20, then what we can do? Okay, iterate this statement till 20 times over here. While counter less than or equals to 20, that's it. Click on execute. See the results. It will be executing the statements till the counter value is reaching to 20. Select the debug only, it is printing that value. 1485 into 1 equals to 1485. Like that here, it is printing till 20. 1485 into 20 equals to 29,700. Like that, it is printing this value. So depends upon your application requirement, we are going to be printing the mathematical tables also. Okay. Now, this is the way we are going to be using this while iterative statement. Okay, this is the way we are using that while iterative statement, which is used to iterate the statement repeatedly till the required number of times. Next, do while statement. So what exactly the do while iterative statement and what is the use? How can we use the do while iterative statement in order to execute the statements repeatedly till the required number of times? We'll see practically in this case. So now here in this case, when you go to the do while, how the syntax will look like? The syntax is do, you will be having the statements. What are the statements that you want? You can write that statements as well. At the end, you will be having that while conditions. While conditions. Okay. Do, you can write the statements which you want to execute, and then you can specify while conditions. So now let's see how can we implement this do while iterative statement as part of your Apex programming. Now let's see practically in this case. So how this do while statement will be getting executed internally, we'll see practically first. Now let's see practically how this do while iterative statement will get executed internally. What is the execution flow? Now let's see practically in this case. So assume that I'm having this do-while iterative statement. Do, you can write the statements. And then we can specify the conditions. While conditions. Okay, we can write the statements and we can specify the conditions also over there. Now, so now let's see the execution flow inside this. How this do while statement will be getting executed internally. Now let's see practically in this case. In this case, when coming to that do while iterative statement, it will be initially it is executing the statements one by one, one by one, one by one. Whenever it is reaching to the do, there is no conditions at all, so directly it will be entering into the block. This is the first step. First step. So we don't have any entry block, there is no conditions are available, so directly it will be entering into that block. So once it has been entered into the block, then immediately whatever the statements are available, these statements will be executing once. Okay, whatever the statements that are written inside this block, those statements will be executing once. This is the second step. Once the statements have been executed once, then it will go for that condition. Okay, as a step 3, it will go for the condition. It will go for the condition. Once the condition has been getting verified, if the condition is satisfied, if the condition is true, it will be entering into the block again over. It is the step 4. If the condition is true, it will enter into the block again over. Once it has been entered into the block, then it will execute the statements one more time, and then it will check the condition. If the condition is satisfied, then it is going to be executing this block of statements one more time, and then it will be executing the statements. It will be check the condition. Like that, this process will be keep on continued till the condition is getting satisfied. So that means till the condition is true. Once the condition get failed, it will be coming out from the block automatically. If the condition get failed, it will be coming out from the block automatically by default. This is what the execution flow in do while statement. So do while statement is going to be executing that statement. So then what it will do, initially it is going to be executing that statement once. Once the statements have been executed, then it will be verifying the condition. That means what? After executing the statements, it will be checking the condition. These kind of statements are called as what? Post-checking. Post-checking iterative statements. Post-checking means what? After executing the statements, it will be verifying the conditions. So these are called as post-checking iterative statements. So DoWhile is one of the post-checking iterative statement which will be executing the statements at least once, and then it will check the conditions. It will continue to execute the statements till the condition gets satisfied. Once the condition gets failed, it will be coming out from the block automatically. This is the execution flow of do while iterative statement inside your Apex program. So let me give the note point over here. It is a post-checking iterative statement which will execute the statements at least once, which will execute the statements at least once, and then it will verify the conditions. and then we'll verify the conditions. It will continuously execute the statements till the condition gets satisfied. Once the condition gets failed, then it will come out from the block. It will come out of the block. Now, this is the flow of execution of do-while iterative statement. Now, let's see how can we use this do-while iterative statement. Now, let's see with a practical example. Now, so let me take a small use case. Write an Apex program to print the odd numbers between 1 to 50 in reverse order. Write an Apex program to print the odd numbers between 1 to 50 in reverse order. Now, in this case, how can we do it? I want to print the odd numbers like as 49, 47, 45, 43, 41, 39, 37, 35, 33, 31. Like that, I want to print till 1. So whatever the odd numbers are available between this 1 and the 50, I want to print those values in reverse format. Then how can we do that? So I need to start printing from where? 49. So that I'm defining this variable. Integer counter value equals to 49. Because I need to start printing from 1. I want to go in the reverse order. So that I'm using this do statement, do while. Do, first of all, print this statement here. Nothing but print this value, 49. System.debug. System.debug. That number is, I am going to printing the counter value. So once the value has been getting printed, what is the next value you want to print? 47. So what we can do, counter minus equals to. So whatever the counter value is available, that counter value I'm going to be decrementing by. And then verify the condition here. Till what here? Till counter value is greater than or equals to 1. That means till the counter value is reaching to 1, please execute that. Because this is a 49. So that here I'm using greater than. Whenever I'm going in the minimum to maximum, here we are using less than. Whenever if we are going from maximum to minimum, then we can use greater than symbol. That is simple blind thumb rule, nothing else. Now, so till the counter value is greater than or equals to 1, then please execute this block of statement. Initially, I'm printing the value 49, then I'm going to be decrementing the value by 2. That means 47. Check the condition. 47 greater than or equals to 1. So condition is true. Print that 47. And then decrement the value by 2. That means 45. 45 is also greater than 1. Print the value. Then 43. Like that, it will be going till 1. Once the 1 has been printed, it's decrementing the value by -2. That means it will be having -1. -1 greater than or equals to 1. Condition is false. Because -1 is less than 1. So it will be, condition is false, it will come out of the block automatically. Now, so let's execute this piece of code. Select the debug only checkbox. Now we can see the results 49, 47, 45, 43, 41. Like that, we can print the value till 1. We can able to print those values also. That facilities are available. This is how we are using this do while iterative statement.
So Feroz, the same program we can achieve through while condition
Yes,
also, right? So
yes.
How
whatever the programs you have, whatever the programs you have done with the while, the same programs you can do with the help of do while also, no problem.
So is there any specific like condition or on a specific program where we have to use only do while? and while
Now, in this case here, if you want to check the condition first, nothing but even though the first time also, if you want to check the condition first, then we can go with while. But in some cases, I want to display some default values. Even though the first time itself, if the condition failed, I want to print some default values so that we can go with that do while iterative statement.
Okay, got it.
Let me give some assignments over here. Write an Apex program to check whether the given number is a prime number or not. So now, how do you know prime numbers? Prime numbers are nothing but the numbers which can be divisible by the number 1 and the number itself. Nothing but only two complete divisibles are available, like as 2, and then you will be having 3, and then you will be having 5, 7, 11, 13, and the 17, and the 19, 23, 27, no, not 27, 29, like that. These are the prime numbers. Like for these two, how many complete divisibles are available? So we'll be having 1 and 2. Second one, for this one, 1 and 3, complete divisibles. For this one, 1 and 5. For this one, 1 and 7. So we don't have any multiple divisibles here. Only 2 is available. Only 2 divisibles are available. Those are called as prime numbers. You know, as part of your childhood in the mathematics. Next one. Write an Apex program to print the numbers from 50 to 1. 50 to 1 using do-while statement. Using do-while statement. These are the two more assignments. Here, as part of do-while, we have 2. As part of while, we are having 4. Totally 6 assignments. Okay. So do these assignments today so that you can feel comfortable with this one. Tomorrow, I will show you an optimized way of using iterative statement that is called as for loop. How to use the for loop statement we'll see in tomorrow's session. And then we'll see the concept of arrays also. We'll see the for loop and then we'll see the concept of arrays tomorrow's session. Tomorrow's session is very, very important. Don't miss that. We're having the arrays and then for loop.
Tomorrow admin session is there, sir?
Yes, yes.